here. My Lord. Hi. Okay, wait. I'm live here. I'm live here. And I'm live there. Okay, and let me do this. Hi, everyone. Forgive me for being a couple minutes late. It's been a crazy morning. But we are all good. Hi. I am Jody Bentley. I'm an actor. I'm the CEO of Actor Insider and the Actor's Office. And I am going live on my Instagram, Actor Insider. I'm live on my Facebook group, Actor Insider Community. And I am live on my YouTube channel, Actor Insider. Couldn't remember the name of my YouTube channel. We are all good. Hi, Renee. Hi, official Karachi. Hello. Okay, I just need to just make sure. I never can see comments on Facebook for some reason, so I have to open up another computer. So just bear with me as I do that. But here we are on this Good Friday, where I go live on the first Friday of every month to answer any and all questions that you have about your acting business and what's going on with you and what's happening in our industry. So this is what we're going to do today. Hi, Dogma Jedi. Welcome. Okay, wait. I need to make sure that this is, just give me a sec. You think of questions. We're going to have a deep conversation about the acting industry. See, I just never see it. I don't know what happens. I don't know, you guys. Okay, there it is. Where's the comments? Swear to God, Facebook makes me angry. I say this every time. You guys are so sick of me saying that. Can I do that? And now I'll see comments. Okay, good. Figured it out over there. Hi. All right. Let me now see about YouTube. There we go. There's the YouTube stuff. Okay, you guys. Wow, this week. This has been an insane week. I mean, I could just sit here and talk to you for an hour about my week, but I'm not going to do that unless you have questions. But a lot of great shit has happened. So I'm very happy about that. I'll share this with you. Last night, some of you know this, some of you don't. I've been writing my branding book for actors. It's something I've been wanting to write for a very long time. I'm working with publisher Broad Book Press. My manuscript and final manuscript is due Monday. And I finished it last night. I don't even know. It's like 169 pages, about 50,000 words. I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned. That book will be published in the fall. So stay tuned for that. We don't have a name yet. I have a working title, but I'm not going to share that. But we will be figuring out a name. But yes, I am very excited. I'm just going to do one more pass through this weekend and then pass it off to my publisher on Monday. So I'm very excited about that. Let me know something you're excited about. What's going on with you? What are you excited about as we end? I'm taking off my slippers. As we end the first quarter of the year, right? Oh, thank you, Renee. There we go. I'm back. Said I was offline on YouTube. Weird. Thank you, Carol. Yes, it's a really, I've self-published a book before about 15 years ago, when I had a different business, different company. So it just feels really great right now to have a publisher and a book. And anyway, I'm just over the moon. I'm over the moon. Renee's coming out of winter hibernation. Yeah, totally. Well, look, we've been through the first quarter of 2026. I can't believe how fast this year is flying. I don't get it. I feel like I say that every year too. It's like, wow, this goes so fast. It's going faster and faster. And I know there's like a science behind that. But anyway, it's going faster. So let's talk some big vision stuff. Let me know where you are with, like, you might have set goals at the top of the year. You might have said, hey, this is where I want to be. And now we're 3 months in. How are you doing? Are you tracking your progress? Are you been mapping out your milestones? Like, what has been going on for you? Tony says on Facebook that I am glowing and that I'm looking fabulous. Thank you, Tony. I know you are on your health journey. I've been on a health journey at the top of this year, and I've just gained a lot of muscle. I feel really good. I've changed my skincare. I just feel really good. So thank you for saying that. It's so important to take care of oneself and one's health for sure. Hi, Maximus. Maximus is on our Instagram right now. Maximus was part of my 5-day training that I did, my free 5-day training, and Maximus was the grand prize winner of the 5-day training. So Maximus gets a year free for free in the Actors Think Tank, which is my membership, and he gets an hour coaching session with me. Maximus, I saw you already scheduled. I'm very excited to connect and support you. And here you are on the Instagram. All right, team. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on. What questions do you have? Oh, Liz. Hi, Liz. This is on Facebook. Randomly wondering how often or when these FB Lives have. Kind of new around here. Yes, hi, Liz. So, Liz, you are in the membership. So we go live on Zoom twice a month, right? So that way you can ask your questions there. And these lives I do on the first Friday of every month. And I go live across all my platforms and just answer questions. So yeah, that's on the first Friday of every month. All right. Official Karachi says, I'm doing better with my personal family business, self-service car wash, trying to do more acting and auditioning. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I think it's important to set up something where you feel like you have a foundation, you feel solid, whether that be a day job that you have or a business or something that can sustain you and keep you moving forward in this business, I think is really important. I think a lot of actors negate that part of things or negate the financial side of their business, but it is a business. Finances are a part of it. That's really great, Karachi. I think that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. Yes, Liz, first Fridays. Yes. Okay. What can I answer for you today? I told you about my book. What else? We had my quarterly check-in call with my Dare to Be Unstoppable clients, and it was really great to feel the momentum that I think some people are feeling right now. Let me know if you're feeling momentum right now, if you're feeling stalled out right now. Let's talk it out. Tony, I got my Q4 and Q1 submission report, so I'm breaking those down. Amazing. I have to look over here when I read Facebook, by the way. Also just booked a new headshot session for late May. Love it. Heading to New York for Tribeca. Oh, good. That's really exciting, Tony. And Tony Robinette is an amazing coach as well. He walks the walk and talks the talk just like I do. And I think it's so important to practice what you preach. And Tony, you definitely do that. So yeah, I'm glad you're getting new picks and doing all the things. So important. All right, Maximus, how did last Friday go for you? So Maximus knows because I had to announce winners of the 5-day training, and I was supposed to do that live, but I couldn't do that live because I had to get on a plane to San Francisco because I was invited to pitch my film to a room full of investors. Maximus, it went very, very well. I'm talking to our attorney on Monday and getting investor contracts in place because we have someone who wants to come in for first money. So I'm very excited. So yes, it was a whirlwind of a week, but lots of crazy things happening. So yes, thank you for asking that. All right, let me see. So Liz is feeling kind of sluggish and slow. Yeah, I hear you. And sometimes we're gonna feel that, and that's okay. And you can ask yourself, like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? There's sometimes when I feel sluggish and slow, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh, you just need to sleep more. Stop burning the candle at both ends and just get some sleep. Like, I think sometimes it's good just to analyze what's actually going on in your body. Because sometimes the answer is not like, I need to be doing more or I'm burnt out from the industry. Sometimes the answer is like, I need more self-care. Right. But thank you for sharing that, Liz. Tony says, love you for that. And I want to hear about your film. What's the tea? Oh, there's so much going on with I can't share a lot of it right now. But it's really exciting things. Oh, I can share this. I am now an award-winning screenwriter because my screenplay that I wrote with James Tubik, we co-wrote it, won the LA Film Awards yesterday for best screenplay by a first-time screenwriter. It's my happy dance. Needless to say, my husband and I are celebrating a lot of things tonight. We're celebrating a lot of things. So that's one of the things that's happening. Oh, and if you are watching this and you are an actor in the New England area, my screenplay, What They Left Us, was selected by SAG-AFTRA New England and the Massachusetts Production Coalition to do a reading of it in June. So the reading's going to be June 5th. They just sent out a breakdown. You can get your tapes in by the 17th of April. And my director and I and my writer and producers will be watching all the tapes. And and we're going to select our cast for our reading on June 5th in Boston. So they've got a huge theater in Boston for us. So I'm really excited. So there's like so much going on right now, which is why I was a few minutes late to this, because I'm trying to balance everything. But yes, there's a lot of great things. So again, if you are a SAG-AFTRA actor in the New England area, you would have gotten an email from SAG-AFTRA this week. Yes, Katie, you have to be in the New England SAG-AFTRA chapter, or be willing to get yourself to Boston, I guess. Yes, but I'm going to ask them if I can put a blast out. So stay tuned for that. But yes, I'm hearing from all my clients in Boston and Connecticut and Rhode Island that they're like, "Oh my God, your film!" So, I'm very, very excited. It's a reading. We're doing a reading of it there. It's a new thing that they're testing out. We're the guinea pigs. They've read some scripts, selected ours, and they're doing a great event for the local actors in partnership with the Massachusetts Production Coalition. So yeah, it's very exciting. All right. Hi, Kate. Let's see. Let me see what I missed something. I missed things here. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Thanks, Joanna. Joanna said, "Hey, that's so fun." And Liz says, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's all really exciting things. Okay. All right. I see some questions popping in. So Karachi says, "What is the easiest way to become SAG eligible?" You know how many times I get asked this question? It's a lot. It's a lot. Meaning it's a lot of times I get asked this question. Being SAG eligible is the goal, right? Because when you're SAG eligible, you are taken a little bit more seriously for some of the union projects, but you can still do the non-union stuff. I mean, SAG eligibility can come from doing background work, getting vouchers. It can come from being part of a short film or a web series or something that potentially has SAG vouchers that they can give you. It's obviously booking a union project will get you your first voucher. So it takes a little bit of time. There is no super easy way. I don't know the rule, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna paraphrase something, but everyone fact check this. There might be a way if you've like booked something in Actors Equity. I know there's a backdoor thing the other way. I don't know if there's one that way. If that made any sense at all. So it's just about working. I would just do auditions, keep meeting people, do good work. It will happen. I have clients who are like, my agent's not going to submit me unless I'm SAG eligible. Okay, that's how some agents run their business. Others don't. It's a good goal to have, but how to achieve that goal is by auditioning all the time and just meeting people, right? You never know. You're meeting someone who is casting an indie project and they go, "Hey, I need somebody," and you're perfect for it. And they go, "Yeah, okay, we'll Taft-Hartley them in." Right. So you just never know. So it's focus on doing the work and auditioning as much as you can and meeting as many people as you can. It will happen eventually when it's right. It'll happen eventually when it's right. All right. But thanks for asking that question, Karachi. Hi, Troper. Okay, I'm going to go to Emmanuel on Instagram, but first I'm just going to go here. We had a lot of stuff happening. Liz, yes, sleep and rest has been challenging for real. I get it. Sleep is so important. We were talking about self-care and stuff before, if you are all just joining us right now. Oh, and if you are just joining us, hi. I'm Jody Bentley. I'm an actor and producer and writer, award-winning screenwriter now. And CEO of Actor Insider and the Actors Office. And I go live on the first Friday of every month on my Instagram at Actor Insider, on my YouTube at Actor Insider, and on Facebook at the Actor Insider community to answer any and all questions that you have. Tony says self-care and boundaries are the theme of 2026, right? I think they're the theme of every year on top of other themes. That's like the base. That's like the base. Self-care and goddamn boundaries. Okay. Joanna. Hi, Joanna. Do you have a strategy for when there is a new casting site being floated by reps? So much change lately, wondering whether to put up a profile light on some when you don't really know if it'll succeed. Oh, this is such a great question. Yeah, I think it was not this last December, December 2025, December 2024. All my agents were like, get on casting.com, the casting app, whatever the hell they were calling it, casting.com. Around the holidays, yeah, getting everything up there. Because it was like, for a limited time, you can get everything up for free and it'll stay there for free forever. Get it all on. And then a year went by and nothing happened. And then literally last December, they're like, hey, if you haven't done that profile yet, it's time to do it now because some casting offices are using it. I still haven't got a single audition on casting.com. I don't know if anyone else has. Tony, if you have. But there's always going to be new sites. And, you gotta just stick with the tried and true. I mean, you need to be on Actors Access if you're working in the States, regardless. Like that's a non-freaking negotiable. If you do commercials, casting networks is a non-negotiable. And yes, I know all the stuff that's happened with casting networks and most people still use them. Most agents, casting directors still use them. So if you are doing commercials, you get to be on casting networks. Anything else for me is a crapshoot, honestly. Now, I will say, I know in New York, Casting Frontier is used more than it is in Los Angeles. Like I still have a Casting Frontier account from when I was in New York. I still pay the $60 or whatever the heck it is for the year. Just because my shit's up there and sometimes some auditions come through. But really, it's like those two. So I'm not sure if you're talking about casting.com, Joanna. I would recommend everybody to get on casting.com. It's like, yeah. Tony says, nope, not at all. Only on ANCN. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Those are the two tried and true things. Anything else starts to feel like a moneymaker. So that's why I have all my stuff on casting.com because I want to be a team player with my agency and my manager. But Jesus, like how much can we pay for? Like seriously. So Joanna, if it's free, set it up basic. But like we don't ever know what's going to happen with all this stuff. Like how many casting sites can there be? How many? How many? So yeah, that's a great question. All right, Emmanuel, question for you, Jody. What's the best way to make people understand that the industry doesn't give out sympathy and empathy, no matter how much people demand it or are struggling to get ahead? Huh. Emmanuel always has the deepest questions. This is such a question to unpack. You say the industry doesn't give out sympathy and empathy. I'm going to push back on that just for a hot sec. I feel like my manager and my agents give out sympathy and empathy. I feel like I give out sympathy and empathy. I feel like directors that I've worked with, producers I know, also give out sympathy and empathy. So to make a blanket statement that the industry doesn't have that, I think is just false and inaccurate. That might be your experience up until this moment, Emmanuel. I don't want to deny that because we've all had lots of experiences in this industry, some very positive, some very negative. But I would refrain from the always never generalizations, right? Because they're just not true. They're just not true. Now, yeah, are there some people who are like that? Yeah. But I think this is what we get to remember. It's as humans, we want sympathy and empathy. This is a business of humans and connection and things. So when I'm dealing with a casting director or my producers or my team or whoever, I expect respect and I give that in return. I expect empathy and I give that in return. That's just genuine rule of relationship building for me. Now, on the flip side of that, you're saying when the industry doesn't matter, when the industry doesn't, you don't feel like that matters in the industry. I think we're looking at two different things. I think you got to surround yourself with the people in your circle. And I don't just mean like immediate circle, right? Like all the people around you, because you're helping people move forward. You're moving forward. We're all working together. You want those people to again, respect some empathy. Now, the industry at large, I think sometimes we misinterpret, gosh, how do I say this? Let me dial it back and say, if you've experienced people just being rude and nasty, I'm sorry. That's one thing. We're going to put that over here. On the other side, I think sometimes actors, especially, feel that empathy or something is missing because the people on the other side of the table are treating this like a business. And business doesn't necessarily have emotions. Okay. Again, that's what I teach in all of my stuff. I'm giving you systems and structures to take the emotion out of it so you can run your business without the filter of like, oh, is this working? Am I bad? Am I terrible? Are people going to like me? Right? All of that stuff. Like you just want to have business systems that work. So now when we're looking at studios, production companies, sales agents, distributors, they're running a goddamn business. Like it's a business. And of course we want to be a respected part of that, but they are looking at it as a business. I mean, I've mentioned some stuff about my project. I've spoken to sales agents. I have my list of people, the name talent that I want to be in my film. Basically, people have ranked them for me about how much money they're worth overseas. Like this is, but that's a business. And I hear that and I'm like, oh my God. Then I go, oh my God, I'm worth nothing, right? Like, of course we're going to feel those things. But at the same time, they're like, hey, if you want to get your investors' money back, and you want this movie to make a profit, or you want to get this in a festival, or you want to do this, these are the people that are going to help move the needle financially. These are the people that are going to help move the needle artistically. I mean, it's broken down like that because it's a business. And I think sometimes we interpret that as coldness or non-empathetic. So I think all those things, they're both true. Do you know what I mean? They're both true. I get how the interpretation of that could feel that way, but I think we get to remember that this is a business and it's really hard when we are the product. When the person is the living, breathing product, that becomes challenging. But it is a business. I started producing in 2013, then I stopped for a long time. But starting to produce was the best thing I think I could have done for myself as an actor. I have clients who worked in casting offices or worked in agents' offices as well. Like doing anything like that is one of the best things you can do for yourself as an actor because you realize that you're just this small piece. You are the small piece, and there's this whole business going around you, and you need to be solid in your business to not get sucked up into the spiral of it, to understand your value, understand your worth, know who you are, right? And get rid of those limiting beliefs and all that stuff. So that way you can know like, no, I'm solid in what I am, but they're just doing their thing. They're just doing their thing. It's why when I get close or I get pinned or I get called back and I don't get it, I don't get upset. Do I want to book the job? Of course I want to book the freaking job. But I'm not like, oh my God, I don't get upset in the sense of like, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't talented enough. Oh my God, I fucked it up. Like I don't go down that spiral because it becomes down to, wow, they probably, and I just like, again, I just watched the finale of Paradise. I was up for a role in Paradise and then I saw who got it. And I was like, I get why she got that in this scene. I understand. I was pinned for a role in Shrinking last year. Just finished watching Shrinking. Saw my character would have been in the first episode. I was like, I see why they cast that person. That made more sense for what they were doing in the scene. It's business. It's just business. And I know that it's hard. I think I went off a little bit of a tangent there. And I don't even know if that was what you meant by that question, Emmanuel, but that's where I went. Let me know how you're all feeling about that. Let me know what's going on in your head. But it's challenging to think about it in that regard because we think my talent is what's going to get me far. And your talent will get you far. I'm not going to get pinned for shit if I'm not talented. You're not going to get in the door somewhere if you're not talented. But then there's 1,000,005 other reasons. I got an audition yesterday. Came in at like 8:45 a.m. and it was due today at 1. I did it last night. They apologized for the quick turnaround. The role starts Monday. It's on a multicam in LA. Shoots all week. And it was specifically for a brunette white woman. It said brunette white woman. And I was like, huh, interesting. I wonder why they wanted that. And then I went and watched the pilot episode of the show, got a feel for the show, vibe for the show, and saw who my scenes were going to be opposite of. And I was like, oh, that's why they want a brunette. I get it. Great. Understood. Understood. And then I could see who I was opposite. And I was like, huh, what's my function in the scene? Oh, got it. Oh, and that's their energy. Got it. Right. Helped me understand the script. Again, that's just business, right? That's me doing the business of the audition, right? To understand the world, to then be able to show up with my artistry and creativity in that framework. Now I've totally gone off track. But let me know if that's helpful. Let me know if that's helpful. Let me see. See what people said here. Oh, hello, Lori. Hello. Let's see. Oh God, so much has happened since I've been talking. Hold on. Let me dial it back. Oh yeah. Kate says her legit agent uses casting. Yeah, there's some stuff on casting networks for legit in New York. We call it theatrical in LA. That's why at one point when Fox bought Disney bought out Fox bought out Disney bought out Fox, which one of those, all the theatrical stuff in Los Angeles moved to casting networks, and that was like in 2022, I want to say. The industry went in an uproar. We all had to put all our theatrical stuff anyway. But yes, there are still some legit / theatrical projects on casting networks as well. There's a new one, agents are pitching actor pitch or something like that. Interesting. I haven't heard of that out here yet. So fascinating. So fascinating. All right, let's see. Yeah, Kate says, yes, producing will steal you in the business. Steal you in the business. Understood. Yeah, grind you in the business. John at Play Arts says, hi, Jody, you're good at what you do. Thanks, John. Thanks, John at Play Arts. Emmanuel said that's very helpful. Okay, good. Good. Disney bought Fox. Thank you. I was like, Fox bought Disney? Disney bought Fox? Spreading rumors here. All right. Let's see. Going back to Facebook. Oh, hi, Jean. Jean says thanks. Jean says, do you still use Backstage West? I haven't used Backstage in years and years and years. Yeah, I mean, I stopped using Backstage when I was in New York, so I've never used it on the West Coast. Again, if you're a non-union actor and you're looking for more non-union film projects, student films, some non-union commercial things, music videos, Backstage is great. You know, they did a big revamp about oh my God, I want to say a year ago, but that might be totally wrong in my head. They did, I think they got really bad for a long time. And then someone bought them out. I think it was people from Silicon Valley bought them out. They had a revamp. And I think some of their stuff is really good. I don't use them for auditions. Let's see. And Tony had said, IMDb Pro is more valuable than most of these casting sites. Well, IMDb Pro is one of the best research tools out there if you're in film and TV, right? It tells you who's getting attached to projects, what's coming down the pike. You can really use it as a research tool to even help your team and go, hey, this casting director just got attached to this known IP that I've been watching for a while, and I know they're making it into a TV series, or I know they're making it into a movie. You can give them the intel before breakdowns even come out. So yes, thank you for that, Tony. And I think, yeah, Lori asked, I've heard so many casting sites. I have IMDb, Actors Access, Mandy, looking into casting networks. Yep, Mandy is a great one. I had a lot of clients and friends use that when I was in New York for film stuff, for sure. You're in SAG-AFTRA, but back in Texas, Jean says. Yeah, so I don't think you need Backstage West, Jean. I don't think you need that. And here's the thing. If you are part of all these things, what's your ROI? What's your return on investment? If you're paying for Mandy, if you're paying for Casting Frontier, if you're paying for Backstage, you got to track this stuff. How many auditions are you actually getting? Are you booking things? Are you making your money back? What's your return on investment? Like, you know, because sometimes we feel like, I'm just going to spend all the money to get all the auditions. But how is that working out for you? Again, we want to treat this as a business and look at it through the business lens, not but what if something comes through and what if I miss out? We don't want to come through the FOMO lens. We want to come through, wow, I haven't had an audition from Backstage in a year and a half. Maybe it's not for me, right? You got to track the data. If you haven't been tracking data, my software, The Actor's Office, helps you do just that. So you can go to theactorsoffice.com and check it out. I'm actually releasing our new website this weekend, so I'm pretty psyched about that. All right, let's go back here. Wait, I think I missed something. Fox. This was an LA pilot. Oh, an LA pilot on casting networks. Well, there we go. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Helpful. Okay, I think I answered that. So let me go back to Facebook here. Liz says, I kind of also enjoy when I get to see how roles got cast. And often I'm like, oh, well, of course, if that's what they were looking for, they were never going to pick Liz being Lizish. Nothing wrong with that. I just stay in my lane. Exactly. It's the perfect way to look at it, because the win, you guys, is getting the audition. The win is then getting pinned. The win is having that casting office call you again and again and again and again. The win is having a new casting office call you in, right? Those are all wins. They're all wins. You got to remember that. Okay, Jean, yes, it can all get pricey, but good advice on not letting casting decisions discourage us. Yes, for sure. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, I was literally pinned 5 times last year. And I think all of them were series that I watched. So I've seen all the roles that I didn't get by someone else. But again, like I said, it makes me go, oh, I see. I get it. Because we're so, we're words. Our impulse is to go, I did something wrong. I was wrong. I was bad. I'm not good enough. That's the impulse. And if that's not your impulse, I'm so happy for you that that's not your impulse. But that can be the impulse. As opposed to, when they say they went in a different direction, they generally, literally, empathetically, Emmanuel, mean they went in a different direction. They didn't say you were terrible and they threw your tape on the floor. That's not what they said. They genuinely went in a different direction. Okay. All right. Let's see. Jean says on YouTube, yes, best one for me still seems to be Actors Access due to my current tight budget and sometimes Casting Frontier or Casting Networks. Yep. Exactly. All right. Let's see. Hi, Kimberly Jensen. Kate says, Mandy used to be great for finding crew and below the line talent. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing. Emmanuel's back for the big question. Let's see what this one is. Can casting directors going to certain agents for casting of roles be seen as nepotism or marginalization of certain actors compared to others? Actors see it that way and get angry about it. So let me see if I'm hearing your question right. So you're saying, if I'm a casting director and I'm putting out a breakdown and I have strong relationships with these 5 agencies, so I'm going to go to them first and see who they have. You're saying that feels like nepotism or marginalization. I don't think that's nepotism or marginalization. I think it's that casting office deciding how they want to handle that breakdown. For example, again, I got this audition yesterday, 8:45 a.m. for a guest star in a multicam starting next week in LA. Damn straight I did that audition. I hadn't been in for that casting office since early 2023. Okay. I don't go out for multicams a lot here. I did a lot more comedy in New York. I do comedy, and I'm good at multicams. I love multicams. I just lean more single cam and dramedy and drama. My point being, this was an office I hadn't been into since 2023. How do I know this? Because I track it. I track it using the actor's office. So I went back and I was like, it's been a long time. They're calling me in for this. I fit the breakdown perfectly. Hadn't seen them in a long time. And then I saw it was like a 24-hour turnaround. And I went, this is my chance. Because I can't tell you how many casting directors I speak to where they say they get 1,500 submissions. They'll choose 80 people to audition. And that's a lot. Well, maybe I'll say they'll choose 50 people for a guest star to audition. And they will get back 35 tapes that 15 people just don't even audition. So they actually reach out to get more tapes because actors decline, maybe because they're not available, or they just don't do them. So when I saw that come through, and now I forgot what question I was answering. Okay, it's right in front of me. When I saw that come through, and then I was like, I haven't been in for them for 3 years. This is great. I can get this knocked out of the park. I also was thinking, one of the reasons why I probably got the tape, again, this is business, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I got that tape because they probably they probably are seeing a lot of people. They have 24 hours to cast this thing because they want us on set on Monday. So they probably put out way more than 50 requests. So I got in that one. Hooray. Let me do the good work now so I can solidify my place in that office. It's not necessarily about booking it. It was getting my tape in early. It was, I had my coach me on it. She does multicam stuff. And I was like, work with me on this. I'm like, this is my chance to solidify my footing in this office because of how their business is run now. They have 24 hours to do this. They're going to cast a wider net. Right. But if this was just a regular breakdown that came out and they had a week to cast it, they might not have put it out to me. And I know that. And that's okay because it's a business. It's not nepotism. It's not marginalization. It's that they're going to go to their trusted people first. I'm not in their trusted pool yet. That casting director, if they're working directly with some agents, that they're going to their trusted pool, they might have a quick turnaround that you don't know about. They might have already put out a breakdown and didn't find it. So I think as opposed to, how do I say this? I'm the type of person, and it's not always the right way to be. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. When I saw this had a 24-hour turnaround, I was like, oh my God, SAG after rules, come on. And then I was like, oh, well, something happened in the writing room or something happened with the person that they cast. Something happened. And they apologized and they're like, hey, we know this is fast. Great. It's a business. I get it. Sometimes it's not always going to run the way we want. Sometimes it's not always going to be perfect. But I knew that that was an opportunity for me that I might not have gotten otherwise. So I don't know if that answers your question, Emmanuel, but I think as opposed to always thinking about that someone is trying to harm someone, how can we think about, well, that was the best business decision that they could make in the moment? Because I also know a lot of casting directors, they don't filter through by agency. They scroll through all the 1,500 submissions they get. But that also means they're going to choose the people they know first and who's right first. And then that means your headshot has to really pop out of all those thumbnails to be what they're looking for. And then when they click on your profile has to be something really compelling that they go, okay, I get who this person is. So there's a lot of work that we get to do on our own to set ourselves up for that kind of success. All right. Let me know if that helped. All right. Okay, I see that you read that there too. Okay, great. This is how we do it. That's how we do it. Way to go, Jody. Thanks, Kate. Lori says, yep. Yeah. All right, let's go back over here. So much things are happening. I just, yeah, we get to do. Yes, Lori, we get to do it. Yeah, I feel like I got on a soapbox, but I just think it's so easy to, and I'm not saying you were doing this, Emmanuel. It's easy to start saying, oh, they're being this way. And look at them doing that. They're being that way. But I always want to flip the mirror and go, okay, but what am I doing in this space? Who am I in this space? And of course, that office, for me, that multicam office hasn't called me in. My materials don't scream multicam. That hasn't been my focus. And I just got new headshots, and now that got me in. And now this opportunity presented itself. So now I'm hoping to solidify my foothold. Anyway, we just got to really look at it as a business. And it's hard. I get it, you guys. It's hard. But we got to take the emotion out of it and look at it as a business. All right. Okay. I forgot where I am now. I'm going to go over here. Okay, Facebook. Let's see. Joanna, active. Oops. Move there. Active pitch. Yes. LA manager addressed in an email said they're watching it, but only one project so far. Active pitch. Oh, I think I did talk. My manager and I just had a quarterly meeting. And I don't know if it's a casting site. I think it's a site where, and she said she was watching it. We didn't discuss the name. Because I got sent to producers for a lead in a feature film. And so casting came to my manager and said, put together her pitch, which was like, all my stuff, right? And other clips that might not be on Actors Access and just like a whole pitch thing for me. And I brought up some things I've seen, like these pitching sites that CAA use and other things. And I was like, would it be worth it to have like a one-page link that we could send to people that would have everything? And I think she mentioned this active pitch thing. I think it's more of a pitching tool than a submission tool. But let's all stay cognizant of it. All right, cool. Noreen, does doing soap opera background help with getting soap opportunities? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, when I first started off in New York, I did some soap background, and then I did book all the under fives and all the soaps in New York before I moved to LA. Because they are cast in-house, you know. I mean, it would be a really fun way to get and an easier way to get on a soap set. If you've never been on a soap set, wowie, wowie, masterclass, masterclass in memorization and um, just like being able to doing it, getting new pages, looking them over, doing the scene in 2 takes and crying. It's like, what is happening? It's a masterclass. So I don't know if it's going to help you get more opportunities as a co-star guest star necessarily. I know I kind of worked myself up the ranks. I was in my 20s in New York doing it. It's not going to hurt. You're going to get days on set that could help. I don't know if they only use SAG-AFTRA, or if they'd take you if you were SAG eligible. I'm sure. Then you'd have to join the union, right? If you did that. Because Noreen, I think you're SAG eligible. Yeah, I don't know. I can't fully answer that question, to be honest. I haven't done a lot of the soaps in LA. It's not going to hurt you. The nice thing with like background on soaps is usually they're all cast in-house in the same place, right? So it's not like an exterior or third party extras casting, you know. So at least you would start to get in the circle. Get in the circle there. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Okay. Let's see. Joanna's got to run. Noreen says it would be interesting to be on a soap set. I've been watching the soap since I was 5. Ah, oh, then Noreen, you got to do it. You got to do it. Why not? It's fascinating. It's the fastest. I mean, TV is fast. Film is very slow. TV is fast. Soaps are like a bullet train. It's bananas. It's great. Yeah. Do it. Do it. That'd be fun. All right, let's see. Liz says, I'm always super curious to know if there's a typical ratio of people who just don't turn a tape in. Yep, there are always. It's crazy. It's crazy. And for the non-union projects, I've been told recently that like half the people don't do them. Half the people don't do them, which is wild. Super wild. Okay, let me see. Emmanuel. So I have recently left my agent for another agent who's gotten me loads more than they did. Amazing. They don't know that I've left them. I've just stopped. Sorry, ignore my previous post. I didn't mean to post that. Oh, I read it out loud. Okay, we'll move on. Anyone else new to Casting Networks? Screen says free for 14 days and $30 a month. Casting Networks is the most expensive casting site out there. I don't know why I just made up a song about it. I'm on it. If you're in LA, you're most definitely on it. You get to be on it. Like your agents are submitting you on it. So, find a discount code. If you have an agent, ask them to get you one. I have a yearly rate, a discounted yearly rate that I pay. And that came through my commercial agent. So if you have agents, ask them if they can get you any discount codes for Casting Networks, because they are expensive. This is bothering me. Okay. All right. What else we got? What else do we have? Let me go here. I think I answered all the questions. Oh my God, it's 10:47. Where did that time go today? Lori's making her profile right now. Okay. All right, team. What other questions do we have? Gosh, we've been all over the map. Yeah, Kate says there's a discount yearly rate somewhere. Yes, you can find that. It's too pricey. It's too pricey. Yeah, find something, Lori. You'll find something. Or if anybody has the code, post it. All right, what else? My God, we've been talking about casting sites was a big conversation today. We're talking about how this is a business. What else were we talking about? Talking about soaps, talking about people not auditioning for things when they get auditions. We talked about my movie. What else? What else we got? I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Emmanuel had us some deep, deep questions. All right. All right. What else, team? What else is going on? How can I support you? Producing. We talked about producing. Yes. Is that what you meant by that? Was that what you meant by that? What else? What other questions do you have? What's coming up for you? Yeah, gosh, we've been all over the place. Yeah, how casting. Yeah, we talked a lot about just like the business of stuff today, which is so important. Just to again understand that this is a business. It's just wild, and sometimes it's like I can like words. I am producing a feature film. The amount of work that it takes to get a film off the ground before you even get into pre-production to go into production is insane. And as an actor, you're only getting an audition in pre-production, and then you get to go on set for your days. And then when those actors get on set for their days, we think, wow, this is all about me. Not about you at all. It's not about you at all. Years of work has gone in to making this thing happen, and you're one little piece in this whole thing that's been taking years. And I think sometimes we start to, I think sometimes actors think that, wow, it's all about me and this thing. And right, it means how I look. And I have to lift my eyebrow on that line, or I need to do this thing. And if I don't, then it's not a good thing. Right. It's like, but it's not even about like, it's not about any of that. It's about doing good work. Yes. That's bottom line all the time. But you just got to like step back sometimes and just know when you book a co-star and you walk on that set, and you might not feel empathy coming off everybody on that set, just know they're in season 18, or they're in season 5, episode 4. The writers are behind. This show has won Emmys, and they're trying to maintain a certain level of caliber. And maybe the producers came down on them that day because they're not shooting fast enough. And then we wonder, like, why aren't people being nice to me? Like sometimes you just got to remember that there's a bigger thing going on. And if you can show up open and curious and present and not take things personally, because yes, we're there for the art. And yes, we would love that to be the case. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And both are okay because it's a business and we don't know all that's going on. Yeah. Okay. All right. I loathe CN. I know, Tony. I know. I've talked bad about them in a lot of videos, so I was trying to refrain today. I know. That's just like, oh, anyway, I'm not going to go there. Okay. But Tony has a question. Here's a cue. In your opinion, what should I be looking for in my submission reports? I think you know the answer to this one, Tony. When I look at my submission reports, I look at who are the offices who are calling me in again and again and again, right? If this office has called you in, submitted to. If you've been submitted to this office 50 times and that office 40 times and that office 30 times, those are offices that tell the stories that you tell, right? So if you're getting submitted over and over again to a place, that is a good office for you. And then you get to look at, wow, I was submitted to this office 50 times. They tell the stories that I tell. I didn't get a single damn audition. Then you get to figure out, what does that mean? Right? Does it mean you don't have a relationship with them yet? How can you build a relationship with them yet? It might mean your agent doesn't have enough clout with that office, right? Some agents have better relationships with with different casting directors, right? We can't expect them to know everybody. That might be a thing. It might be a materials thing where, like, hey, you're tell the right stories, but maybe your pictures weren't exactly helping you get in the door because maybe it wasn't specific enough for what they did. But I think overall, the biggest thing I look at is who are the offices that are calling me in over and over again, and where have I gotten in the door? And who are the offices that are calling me over and over again where I didn't get in the door? And those are the people that I'm going to focus building relationships on, because they're right for me, but something didn't gel. Something didn't gel. And 9 times out of 10, it's relationships, right? They just need to know you to trust you. So that's usually what I look for. Tony, do you have anything else to add to that? But that's what I look for. And then you're going to get like the one-off office. Oh, you got submitted for this one time and this one time. And that's good information, right? Those are people to put on your radar. But I just really look for who are the ones that I get submitted to all the time, but that don't know me or don't trust in me yet. Because then I get to work on building that trust. Yeah. All right. Okay. What was it? Sleep. Okay, great. Let's see. Kate says, how do you feel about websites? I love websites. I love them. I think there is mixed opinion on the website. But that's because I think people have to remember the source. Here's what I mean. Again, it's a business. So I've had clients come to me and I'm like, all right, let's work on your website. And they're like, no, Jody, I don't need a website. So-and-so said actors don't need websites. And I was like, who? And then I'm like, oh, that TV casting director told you that you didn't need a website. Cool. And I was like, but what are your goals? Oh, my goals are film and TV, but I also do theater, la, la, la. Okay, cool. So that TV casting director is just telling you that they are not looking at your website. Why? Because TV goes so fast. They're not going to look at your website if you're submitted for a co-star, a guest star. They don't care. They don't have time. That's not their job. But that's what they need. If you're doing film, and I'm an indie film producer, I'm an indie film writer. If I'm going to cast someone, I'm going to research them online. I want to see who they are. I want to get an idea about who they are as a human being. If I'm going to work with them on my set in September in Massachusetts for 3 weeks, I want to know who that person is. I want to like them. I want to make sure they're not going to be a little diva on my set. I want to see what they stand for. I want to understand who this person is. And if someone has a website, I'm going to trust them more because they've taken the time to say, this is who I am. Granted, I will look at social media and things like that, but I think a website is the one place where you have complete control as an artist. And if you're doing film, if you're doing theater, I've heard multiple theater casting directors say they tried to find people and they can't find people. They can't find clips. They can't find their reels. They can't find stuff. Have a damn website. Have a website. Have it be the hub of who you are so people can find you. The goal in this day and age is be findable. You get to be findable. That doesn't mean that you have to be on every social media platform. It just means when I Google your name, you must be found. And your website will be one of the first things that comes up. Yes, your IMDb does. Not everyone puts their contact info on their IMDb. And I mean, I've had people come to me and say, hey, I need an actor for this. I'm like, oh, that person's great. And then I try to find them and I can't find them anywhere to like give a reel or give something. So I am a huge advocate of websites. If TV is your goal, all you want to do is TV, then maybe you don't need it. But I do think having a place that you're in control of is vital. It's vital. Let me just see if there's a follow-up to that. Oh, hey, Rupinder. Let me know if that makes sense, Kate. Let me know if that makes sense. Tony, confirm I'm on track. Okay. All right. Lori, a landing page comes in handy. Yes. I mean, Linktree is just, it's links to all of your stuff, right? So on my Linktree, I have a link to my website. So that's a good thing. A lot of people are putting those in your like link in bio on Instagram. That's good. But a website can subliminally, like one of the big things I teach everyone is packaging. Like I want you to understand your brand, and then I want you to understand how to package that brand. A big part of packaging is design, colors, fonts. I mean, look, we are packaged to all the time and marketed to all the time. It's why you select a bottle of wine off the shelf in the grocery store when you have no freaking idea what that wine tastes like. It's because there was something in that packaging that made you go, ooh, I want that. And so if you know all that about yourself, and then you can put that in your website, it gives people subliminal understanding of who you are. and you come across as polished and professional. Yeah. So that's something that an Instagram is not necessarily going to do, or another platform is not going to do. Yes, there are certain customizations that you can do on Instagram in terms of colors if you're using Canva and creating your little highlight things and all of that. Um, but the website is the one thing. Now, look, do you have to spend a ton of money on it? No, there are. My client just found a new one. Maybe it is milkshake. I know Lori's talking about milkshake. It's just something that you can be in control of that houses all your stuff. That's really what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. But have it be designed to represent you and your brand. Yeah. Case is updating mine now. Okay, there's a question back here. Emmanuel, what's your advice on dealing with people who try to guilt trip you when you achieve success in the industry? I come across a lot of people who have tried to do that to me recently. I love your questions, Emmanuel. And dealing with people who try to guilt trip you when you achieve success. Emmanuel, I don't give those people the time of day. I don't give those people the time of day. Look, guilt trip you? Really? Guilt trip you? I'm so sorry that happened. I started this call saying like a lot of things have happened this week, like a lot of really big successful things and some things that I can't chat about yet. And sometimes I even feel like, oh God, so many good things are happening right now. And look at the state of the world. And oh my God, like there's that. I feel my own guilt. But what you're talking about are haters. And those haters do not deserve your time or your energy or your focus at all. If someone is guilting you for achieving your dreams, they are not your friend and they are not your people. You get to move on. You get to move on from it. It's hard. I can only imagine what celebs go through. That's why like I don't get caught up in the gossip with celebrities and stuff because I just, they've chosen a life, yes, and then people feel like they can say anything they want about them, and that's shitty. It's shitty. So I'm sorry that you experienced that. Congratulations on having haters. You've made it. Don't give them any energy. Don't give them any energy at all. At all. Oh, Tony said, "Oh, Emmanuel, lots of haters out there. Don't worry about them." Yeah. We're all going to have haters. I get hate emails. I get hate mail. It's fun. And when I first got hate email, I was devastated and cried. And then I realized, oh, I moved into a new space. I've moved into a new space because I'm not just trying to be liked by everybody. I'm actually standing in my power and saying what I feel in my POV. And not everyone's going to like that. That's just statistics. That's just math. Chet Holmes wrote a book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And when I first started my journey into understanding business for actors and helping my own career, I read every business book that I could on networking, branding, marketing, sales. And I read Chet Holmes' book, The Ultimate Sales Machine. And one of his stats in there is that 30% of the people in this world are not going to like you. 30% of the people in this world are not going to like you. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do. They're not going to like you. But when we get those haters, we spend our time worrying about those haters, trying to make those haters like us, chasing those haters to be like, no, but really, this is what I mean. And I've been working really hard. Like this, my success wasn't overnight. I worked hard to get, right? Explaining ourselves to these haters when they don't care. So stop chasing the 30% of people and focus on the 70% who are your people. It's literally just a statistic. It's just math. All right, let me see. Let's see. Not the sorry. Okay. Yeah, not the right people. Rupinder says not the right people. Build a force field and walk away. Oh, yes. I call it my Wonder Woman bracelets, right? Those Wonder Woman bracelets. Kate says, who hates you? How? Who can hate you? You guys are my people. So of course you think that. I mean, I don't know who could hate me, but there's people. There's lots of people. We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. It's okay. Don't remember I heard it, but at least 10%. No, yeah, it's 30%, Lori. It's definitely 30. And then it's like 30% will like you. They need to be convinced. 30% are pretty much on board, and then 10% are like really your people. It's really fascinating. Yeah, 30%. It's crazy, right? Crazy. All right, everybody. So lovely to be here with you on Actor Insider Live. Again, I'm Jody Bentley. I go live on the first Fridays of every month. You can head on over to my other platforms if you want to go there. I have a YouTube channel with like over 300 something videos at Actor Insider. I have a Facebook community called the Actor Insider Community, and Instagram, Actor Insider on Instagram. And you can go to my website, actor-insider.com. I have a ton of free stuff. Get on my newsletter list. I'm here to support you in any way that I can. All right, everybody, have a great Easter weekend. I will see you later. Bye, Instagram. And bye, YouTube. And